Yes, hello, my beautiful friends. I just pressed the Let's Go Live button, which means we've got to wait for the stream to fire up all across the fruited plain of the interwebs before we go ahead and get started. Got to make sure those tubes are connected on this lovely Thursday before we can begin. And it looks like they've done that, which is tremendous news. That means we can go ahead and get started. So let's do it, shall we? Hello, my friends, and welcome back to yet another episode of Watching the Watchers Live, the show that spotlights misconduct involving police, prosecutors, and politicians. My name is Robert Gouveia. I am a criminal defense attorney, and today we are talking about some new J13 body camera footage. J13, of course, the attack on American democracy that was enabled by our own government. Trump not protected as he should. And this new footage has some very curious quotations from the officers who arrived there on scene. In fact, the officers were saying things in reaction like, "We thought we told them to cover that area," meaning they're talking about the Secret Service. Why didn't the Secret Service have that location under their purview? Very curious. Spontaneous statements from the people who were actually there. Pretty good evidence about the malfeasance from the Secret Service. So we'll talk about all that. Then we'll see what else is happening with Tim Walz. Because even Democrats are now admitting that he's been awfully loose with some of his language when he's been talking about his history in the military. So allegations of stolen valor, they continue to mount. And I've got a bunch of clips from them today. It is just a dog pile out there all over X. Everybody's like, "Oh, remember this video? Oh, remember this one? Oh, yeah, I see that one. But did you see this one?" It's like bedlam out there. And so I've got a bunch of it queued up. And the campaign is actually reacting to this now. So the Kamala Block campaign is now actually changing some stuff. So they adjusted his bio. They're walking back little fibs or lies. Like he was on the chairman of the House Veterans Affairs Committee. All sorts of madness, right, was coming out of this guy's fake claim. And so we've got a bunch of updates and reaction there. It's just an onslaught out there. So it's pretty good. And then to wrap things up, we're going to talk about Hunter Biden. And this was a hat tip over to our friend on Locals who asked us to take a look at this last night. We were short on time, so I want to dive into it further. But a great motion in limine from government prosecutors. The Hunter Biden trial is coming up, and now they're saying that he was kind of hired by Romania or a Romanian from Romania, and that there are a lot of interesting connections there that were not previously reported. And so we're excited to get into all of it, my friends. I hope your week is unfolding oh so beautifully. You know what today is? It's Thursday, which means tomorrow is Friday. Pretty sure about that, which is good news. And we're excited to be here going through all of this with you. We had a great members-only stream this morning. If you're not a member, we'd love it if you became a member. It's a great way to support our work here. It's a great way to meet other people, to join us for some smaller streams, and to connect with someone us in the mornings when we do our live streams. We do them for members only on YouTube and on Locals. We have a lot of fun. And it's about the community, man. Come join us at watchingthewatchers.locals.com or on YouTube. Become a member, and we'll see you on the morning streams. All right, and so without any further ado, my friends, let's get into the business of the day because this is a fun one. The Secret Service are not going to be happy about this new body camera footage or some of the statements that came from the local police that were on the body camera footage, saying things like, "We warned the Secret Service. Hello, why weren't they covering this building?" Body camera footage obtained by the Journal, which we're going to watch, but I want to zoom in so we know what is happening, what we're looking for, because it happens relatively quickly. It's a body camera video. It's kind of madness. Obviously, they're responding to the scene of an assassination attempt and a murder. And so what we see here is one of the cops in this video says, "I effing told them that they needed to post guys effing over here. I told him that effing Tuesday," said a Butler Township officer in audio captured on his body-worn camera. "I talked to the Secret Service guys. They're like, yeah, no problem. We're going to post guys over here. Shut up. I'm busy on my Sudoku game." The footage paints a more complete picture of the anger and frustration moments after Crooks was able to lob 8 shots. A spectator was killed, 2 others injured, Trump shot in the ear. Journal obtained the videos under a public records request. Police officer in one of the videos at one point refers to a suspicious individual who had been lost by the authorities. The unidentified officer referred to, quote, a gentleman with a flat face that we were looking for earlier. He was creeping people out. Yeah, they knew about him for 90 minutes. The officer's account broadcast over radio was captured by one of the body cameras. He was watching people out in the woods by the water tower. I'm not sure he is the gentleman down or not. About 10 minutes after the shooting, another officer arrived at the warehouse, said to a fellow officer, I thought you guys were on the roof. I thought it was you. I thought it was you. No, came the reply, with an explanation that no officers were on the roof. What the F? The officer said. Why were we not on the roof? Why weren't we? Are you kidding? Federal law enforcement officials have said the Secret Service believed the snipers from Butler County were supposed to secure the roof. Remember, they came out and said, why didn't they look left? Ronald Rowe, with his stupid poster boards that cost $700 probably, government money, you know. He's like, we should get some poster boards. They dedicated more time to printing poster boards than they did to securing the roof. To blame the cops. So they blamed them. Why didn't they look left? Because that's your job, morons. They were supposed to look at the other area out the window covering the entry. Their line of sight, their range of view was very narrowed. However, the local law enforcement official involved in the event planning previously said the tactical team's heads told the Secret Service during the walkthrough that its snipers would be inside the building on the second floor. Now, Butler's team didn't want the snipers on the roof because they would have been exposed to temperatures, is what they say, the official said, and the sloped roof would have obscured some of the snipers' vantage points. There we go again. Now, on the day of the rally, the Secret Service had limited interaction with the local cops. Yeah, they didn't show up for that meeting, including the Emergency Services Unit. Butler Township on Thursday declined to release the name of the officers who wore these body cameras, citing a continued investigation. Secret Service didn't immediately respond at a press conference Friday. Acting Secret Service Ronald Rowe said, we should have had more of a presence at the building. Derp, yeah, you're kidding. And he was the one, allegedly, who was responsible for tapering down the resources provided to the Trump campaign. So he said this was a Secret Service failure. That roof line should have been covered. We should have had better eyes on that. Oh, so it's not the cops anymore who are responsible for this? In other words, they shouldn't have looked left. It wasn't just so simple as that. All right, so here is some of the body camera footage. This is clipped over here from John Greenwald Jr. for us over on X. He is sharing this, saying it was obtained via Fox News, via records request of Butler's Township. And this is one set of body camera footage that we'll walk through today. Now, the first part of this is no audio. My understanding that is there is no audio on any of this for about the first minute and a half. So this guy's coming up on the roof. We don't know exactly what time this was, but we're about to see as they lob him up there. The audio is going to come on after about 90 seconds. And this could be because this is a body camera that has a 90-second buffer. A lot of these body cameras, even Axon has this acknowledged. So I don't know if that was the one, if that was the angle where he saw the gun. Is that when he saw the gun? Be very nice to hear that, wouldn't it? Remember, we've already heard part of the story is an officer pulled himself up, had to bail, jump up and bail because he saw the barrel of the gun being pointed at him. He said, oh my gosh, there's a shooter. I'm going to get shot. So he bailed out. But I thought he was hurt. So I don't know if this is that guy or another guy. But regardless, he's pulling himself on the roof. A lot of the time, these body cameras, they don't have audio at the beginning because, in my opinion, the body camera companies and the cops don't want you to hear what's happening until they actually get engaged. So they have this fake buffer thing that they call. So then he falls off the roof. Now he's running out here. Now, I think this might be after, right? They're all trying to get up there now. Now they're zooming out. We've seen the body camera or the cell phone camera from that guy, that other angle. This is before the shots go off. And Crooks obviously is right up there. They can't see him because he's on the other side. Maybe that is him right there. Or maybe that's the crest of the other building. Hard to see. We're moving around a lot. But the audio should come back on when he runs back over to the side of the building. Let me move myself up here maybe. So posting up. Don't know if shots have been fired already. We'll wait for the audio to see where we're at in the timeline. And it should be coming on here in about 90 seconds. Let's see. There it goes. All right. So I'm guessing shots have already been fired at this point because they're all really now in reaction mode.
This close, bro. Dude, he turned around on me. He's straight up.
Okay, we have 2 civilians attending to him.
I don't know. Who's got eyes on him?
Back up.
Seriously, he was right where you picked me up, bro. He was on that left side.
It's police shop. I need police shop. A lady's been shot in the stairs, the 4 stairs. I need an ambulance to the back where the clearing.
Get them out of here! Get them out! Yo, Blasco! Yo, you about to hop up. He's laying down. He's on our next building over. Right after the gap. He's got glass.
All right, it looks like...
I need a ladder. She's gonna hole. Yo, Mike. I climbed the wall.
All right, it looks like they're using...
And I palmed my head right in front of him, bro.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get on the roof right now. So they've got these pallets that they've laid up against the wall to use almost as a ladder, a makeshift ladder. So they're climbing up there, climbing up there. It's interesting. Did Crooks use that? Or how the hell did Crooks get up there? Right? All these super trained bros are trying to get on this roof, having a difficult time using pallets. This other dude just hopped up there.
He's got a book bag. He's got mag AR laying down.
He's got full kit.
Yeah, he's laying down, prone out, book bag next to him.
Give me a hard line. The motor section's over here. The motor section over here. That's why I got Collins up there. But all the way around.
But watch out, because he can come right down on you over there.
Oh, this is gonna drop. Hold. Keep eyes on. Give me a ladder. No, eyes up. You got Matt?
Bruh.
Follow the ambulance to the stands.
Keep eyes up. Eyes up.
This building, he was on top of this building, the left one. I jumped up.
Go by the yellow crane. This is a very serious.
Left side, the first one.
Serious.
That one, laying down. There's a gap in between you and there.
Get an ambulance to the VIP tent.
Let me see your hand. I got it. Too big. Put it down. Get me up. Let me see your hand.
Yeah.
All right, so that guy's getting boosted right there.
We have a unit on the roof.
Affirmative.
Give me some towel.
Yo, Tess, you got me up once, bro. Yo, Tess, you got me up once. Give me up again.
One more.
Ready? Ready? Yep.
All right, ready? Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
All right, and that's about it. I mean, they run over to the body there. And that's it. So I did not hear specifically that little segment where they were saying that there was, you know, a warning, but Roz Alerts apparently has clipped that for us. So let's zoom in on that one here and see what that sounds like. Here's Roz Alerts with that specific audio.
I f***ing told them they need to post the guys f***ing over here. I told them that the Secret Service. I told them that f***ing Tuesday. I told them to post f***ing guys over here.
All right, so that is what we heard from the Wall Street Journal was being reported, saying that specifically. I told them on Tuesday. Why the F? Why were we not on the roof? Why weren't we? So Wall Street Journal looks like the full video, and they're giving us a summary of it. I wonder if they'll release according to new videos that they obtained. Are they going to release those videos? Hopefully they do. So that's interesting. And it was very interesting to watch these gentlemen, these first responders, come back out and try to get onto the roof, where apparently Matthew Crooks was able to do it pretty easily, right? And let's watch this angle one more time. Throw me up here. Now, this is after shots are fired, right? We're presuming these are after shots are fired, or maybe this is the first officer that actually saw him. Now, the body camera just doesn't show that to us. So was that him falling up and falling back down? Because he saw him? In other words, the shot had not happened at that moment. We don't have any audio. And if this time is right, then that's 1810. So that's can't be right? That's is that 610? Is that right? Yeah, 610, because the shot was at what, 611? So is that exactly right? That might exactly be right. If the shot was at 611, that might be right. If that time is accurate, because the shot was, I think, at 611, if I am not mistaken. So that was right? That's accurate. So that might be that first. And so actually we can compare and contrast that with the Ron Johnson timeline now that I'm thinking about this. So there's no audio there. And what's so interesting about this is we always are questioning why there's no audio at the outset. Here is Ron Johnson's timeline. So let's just pause this and just compare and contrast this right now. Ron Johnson came out, if this is accurate, at 6:10:04. So that may be not a part of this timeline, like that guy popping himself up there. Here's the timeline from Ron Johnson. Yeah, so 6:10:04 seconds to 6:10:19 seconds. A rally goer records a video. In the person, someone says he's on the roof. At 6:08, a local law enforcement officer reports there's an individual on the roof. 6:08. So we don't have, at 6:11, according to media reports, that might be that right there. Crooks points his rifle at a local police officer who is boosted onto the roof. The officer subsequently drops from the roof to the ground. That might have been that. According to Acting Director Rowe, at 6:11, a member of the former president, see, the audio's dead, so we can't hear when the gunshots go off. So we can't place ourselves in this timeline exactly. And it's so annoying when the audio is a question. See, this is over from Axon, which is a body camera company. And they even tell you right here, they have this little buffer system, okay? Pre-event buffering. And I don't know if they were using Axon cameras there or not, but they specifically will say that the camera, when you turn the camera on, their little Axon, that the system is buffering. It's buffering mode because your cell phone is the only thing that can start capturing audio and video immediately. their little system has to buffer for 30 seconds so cops can get their story straight before they, do what they need to do. So when you activate the event mode, the buffered video, but not the audio, is captured. Because the system does not capture audio in buffering mode, the first 30 seconds of a recorded event video will be video only. Buffering mode then starts only after the body camera is turned on. Then you get 30 seconds. Then it starts recording audio. And so that was going on for a long time. I don't know if that was a buffering setting or what. But that was about 90 seconds of not having any audio. So, and again, right there, I think that's right. I mean, if that's 6:10:44, it's right, might be right on the money in terms of the time. And this must, I mean, if that is must be before shots were fired, because shots were fired after, 6:10. So this is before shots are fired. He boosts himself up, goes, oh crap, there's a shooter on the roof. Then they all freak out. Then they run around. Now, remember, earlier on the day, they had already reported this guy because Crooks, I think, he might have been sitting at that picnic bench right there. And one of the snipers walked out, one of the counter snipers walked out, was leaving, and said, hey, this dude is hanging around, basically counter surveilling us, which was wild. So now they're all out there. They see him. And then shots are fired right at, we're here like 6. Let's just compare and contrast that again with the timeline. So it's 6:11:03. Local law enforcement officer reports over the radio. 6:11:03. So the call has already gone out. We're at 6:11:09, right? Call has gone out. 6:11:11. Local law enforcement officer reports over the radio. AGR building is armed with a long gun. At 6:11:33, a local law enforcement officer reports over the radio. Shots fired from the AGR roof. So shots must be right, 6, like right here. I mean, shots are happening. I wonder if you could see. I mean, I wonder if this is going to be obviously a compressed video file, but I wonder if you got the actual original raw Axon files, which should have much higher resolution. I wonder if you can see any muzzle blast or anything coming from the shots, because the shots must have gone off, here. Let's see. Then people are scrambling. Then this guy races back, so you can probably just tell. People start, looks like they're moving around a little bit. So shots are firing right now, 6:11:30. And it looks like now he's racing back to his car. And then when the audio picks back up, then you can hear him breathing hard, right? He's quite nervous about that. So now it's 6:11:41. 6:11:40, a local law enforcement officer reports over the radio, lock down all the roads, according to the media, at 6:11:52, right? Presuming this is timed within the minute. I mean, there's tight margin of error here, but I'm sure looks like it's been pretty accurate so damn far. It's pretty wild. And now they're all looking on the roof. Okay, now they're all posted up. So gunshots have definitely come down. And the question is, at 52 seconds, then we have confirmation, shooters down. So right about now, everything buzzes. And that's 54 seconds. 52, final gunshot is heard. At 6:52, an alert tone is set over multiple radios. An emergency traffic only announcement over multiple radios. Local law enforcement officer reports over the radio that the shooter is down. That's not until 6:12. Okay, so let's back that up a bit. So I got ahead of myself there. A final gunshot is heard, but that doesn't mean that it's been, reported that he's down. So it's not until 6:12:20. So let's go back and watch that. 6:12:20 is when the shooter actually is confirmed down in that timeline. So this guy's still posting up. And there's the audio. Let's see, can we hear that? Didn't hear anything come across the radio on that one. Let's see if we get the next radio. We can try to sync up time.
This close, bro. Dude, he turned around on me. He's straight up.
He had a gun on me. Is that what he said?
No, dude, he turned around on me. He's straight up.
All right.
Okay, we have 2 civilians attending to him.
Okay, so that was at 6:12:47. We have this confirmation from radio that we've got 2 civilians attending to him. So that's at 47, and we don't have that here. Okay, so it basically ends at 6:12:20 is the timeline, and then it carries on from there. So very interesting video, and we're looking forward to seeing why there's a 90 seconds of audio that's missing there, like at the critical moment. He turned around on me. Is that what he said? Yeah, I had a hard time making that out, what he said. But it seems like that's the moment, right? He turned around on me. The guy sees he's got a gun and he bails. That's that moment. He jumps off there. Holy crap, he's got a gun. So then they call it in. He's probably radioing it in right now. And the question is, what is the Secret Service doing with this? Remember that they had, apparently, the thesis was that they were going to have some person in a command center, one representative from both sides, local cop representative in the command center and a Secret Service person in the command center. And then they would be able to liaison amongst themselves. So when a local police officer calls in and says, oh, there's a shooter on the roof, they say, what? And they immediately take him out. Now, it was pretty quick, right? We had a lot of questions about this specific timeline, because if this is about accurate, and he pulled himself onto the roof at about that time, pulls himself down, shots go off. You can see it's quick. You know, the Secret Service just hears that, and then they target the guy and shoot him. Now, my thesis is that's not when they should have acted, right? This should have been addressed a long time before, and Trump should have never been brought out onto the stage. They had multiple opportunities to intervene, and they just ignored a threat multiple times. They saw him come in with a rangefinder. They saw him swirling around the outside perimeter of the building. They noticed him and actually took a photograph of him and sent that to everybody and saying, this dude's a weird dude. We just heard that report that somebody was saying that this guy was creeping him out. We also know that he was flying drones and stuff all over the place. I mean, the list goes on and on. And he was able to still get on the roof. So every one of those opportunities that they were talking about, theoretically, sending a text message, weird creep show, hey, take a picture, send it to command, send it to command. We lost him now. Now we lost the suspect. Where is he? He's mysteriously wandering around, a suspicious suspect. Okay, no problem. Bring Trump right out. Just bring him right out into the middle of the stage. It's lunacy. And I really like to hear more of that audio, obviously. And I'm sure there were other body cameras there, and there will be more videos that come out that we will parse through. But what's interesting about this one is I think that is that critical moment there before the shots. They really don't know what's going on. Like, this bro doesn't seem he's like upset at all. He's like, hey, what's up? Hop on the roof there. Okay, shots haven't gone off yet. They realize, oh, crap. Things are about to get real bad. And then, again, they're trying to get, look at all these guys trying to get somebody on the roof. Now, I understand they're carrying a bunch of gear, but Matthew Crooks was carrying a bunch of gear. He had a rifle with him and a rangefinder. How the hell did he get up there so easily if he did not bring a ladder? And I don't know, interesting things are happening. So Ron Johnson, the guy who put together that timeline and who's been doing a very good dig on this, was out reporting. Here's what he said.
Whistleblowers are coming out of the woodwork, and Senator Ron Johnson's been pretty busy contacting them. And here he is. Senator, what have whistleblowers come forward and told you?
Well, we are getting, literally gigabytes worth of information in terms of video downloads.
Good.
We have body
Publish
cams. Unlike with you, local law enforcement is actually cooperating with us.
Good.
The feds are really doing nothing. It's been 2 weeks since Acting Director Rowe told senators in that hearing that we would be having access to Secret Service personnel for transcribed interviews in days, not weeks. We're hopeful that next week it'll happen. That's 2 weeks since he testified. But the bottom line is, I think what our investigation in the end will be is an investigation of the investigation. That's sad, but this is not the way you really handle a credible investigation. If you've got a crime, you've got multiple perpetrators, what law enforcement does is try and apprehend those people and then interview them separately. I mean, if we're really talking 4, 5, 6 weeks before Congress has an opportunity to interview the Secret Service personnel on the ground, does that give them time to get their stories straight? We've requested, by the way, the day after the incident, I wrote Director Wray, Attorney General Garland, demanding, first of all, they preserve all the records.
No.
And asking a host of questions.
Already
and
deleted.
Requesting all
Sorry.
these interviews. Still haven't heard any response from that request at all. I'm part now of a bipartisan investigation of our committees and our subcommittee. We need Democrats to at least threaten to compel testimony because we're just not getting the information from the feds, which is, from my standpoint, not unusual. I've been trying to do oversight on federal agencies for years, and they've just refused to be accountable to the American
just
public.
Congress.
They are the law.
You're just
they
a
believe they're
senator.
above the law, and that's the way they're acting right now.
I'm so glad that the locals are cooperating with you, because if we can get those body cameras or any
got
sort
one.
of radio communication or text messages, that could be really key. Had you heard anything about if the locals had fired any rounds at Crooks?
Yeah, we haven't. That's one of the things that kind of surprised me. Acting Director Rowe didn't mention that last week. We were briefed by local law enforcement who made that claim. We've got a request in to interview that officer. There was a story written by the Washington Post, and nobody's really talking about it. It's really surprising. The other thing that I think local law enforcement is I think, legitimately concerned about and upset about is the fact that the pictures that Rowe showed the Senate, the vantage point that local law enforcement have are completely false. You'd have to be leaning outside the windows. They were actually concealed behind the windows. Again, trying to pin the blame on local law enforcement when it was a failure of the Secret Service.
Wow.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It was disgusting. We watched it. We couldn't even believe it, that he would come out and just point their fingers at them so shamelessly. You know how much work it is to print out a poster board? You ever try that? Oh my gosh. You got to haul it into Congress. You bump one corner, the whole thing's ruined. It's a nightmare. He printed multiple of them just to blame the cops. It's like, hey, morons, if you could have just spent 1/3 of that time thinking about securing the roofs of the building, we wouldn't be here. So we're going to, of course, continue to cover this. Senator Ron Johnson is going to continue to dig in, and it's going to be fun. As more evidence comes up, we're going to be able to now insert new evidence into that timeline. That video goes further than that timeline. And so now we'll be able to add in some more, and hopefully some other videos come out that don't have a 90-second audio buffer, so we can hear what was going on and understand where the failures were. Sounds like it was with the Secret Service. Wall Street Journal confirms that. So we'll be continuing to cover it, my friends. Thanks for subscribing as we do. Now let's turn our attention over to Tim Walz, because, man, things are getting worse for this dude. And we've got a bunch of clips that we are going to parse through, because the story is getting worse by the day. Oh, we also have some debate updates. So apparently we've got a debate date on the schedule. But here's what's going on. Tim Walz and his stolen valor allegations continue on, and the media is in cover-up mode, trying to make it seem like it's not as bad as it is. J.D. Vance was out responding to a new media attempt to try to smear J.D. Vance and his military service, saying that it's disgusting, Brianna, from CNN. How dare you? Says, you and your entire network should be ashamed of yourselves. When I got the call, I went to Iraq. Tim didn't. He said he carried a gun in war, but did he? No. That was a lie. And so here is what CNN said that J.D. Vance is responding to.
I also think that J.D. Vance, as a messenger on this, may be an imperfect messenger, because we have, as you introduced him, as a combat correspondent, which was what his title was. But when you dig a little deeper into that, he was a public affairs specialist, someone who did not see combat, which certainly the title combat correspondent kind of gives you a different impression. So he may be the imperfect messenger on that. But I also...
Okay, he was in Iraq. We're going to come back and just continue on with this, but you can see they're in like ultra cope mode. Right, and J.D. Vance is just outraged about it. When I got the call, I went. Tim did not go, and there is a lot more to it. And so let's parse through a couple of these clips. Here was Tim Walz, and he was caught on camera making this commentary when he was on with C-SPAN. And he's very clever about this, right? He's not a dumb guy. He knows that he's got a little scam going. And so there are some, I think, some phrases that he says that are technically, if you just read them, it's like, well, he's not making a certain claim, but it sure as hell sounds like it. So here is what he said.
Military background? I spent 24 years in the National Guard, some of that full time. I was an artilleryman. I deployed in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. My battalion provided base security throughout the European theater from Turkey to England in the early stages of the war in Afghanistan. And that same battalion is now in Iraq at this time.
It's pretty good, man. It's like, wow. He really sounds like he said it's really actually pretty damn clever. Like if you listen to it, you parse the words out. It's pretty, it's like, I was in the European theater all the way from Turkey to England. You're like, bro, you were in a gondola in Venice, Italy or something. You know, I don't know where he was in Venice, but it's like, what are you talking about? You were on a tour around the Colosseum. Supporting Operation Enduring Freedom from your base? What? I mean, but anyways, it sounds like, man, it's like, damn, dude, is this like a 5-star general? Wow. Turns out, no, he didn't do any of that. So you can see how that can be pretty irritating to people who did all those things that he's implying that he did. And it is getting more and more problematic. Here was another unearthed video. So apparently this is a little bit of a longer one. Unearthed video from 2009 shows 2 of Tim Walz's congressional constituents showing up to his office confronting his staff with Walz's questionable claim of being an Afghanistan war vet. They showed up a long time ago, and we're going to go back down a little history lane here and see what his original campaign statements looked like, because this little scam has been going on for a long time. Here is this video. We saw this first from Cryptid Politics over on X, and we appreciate the share. Here is what this sounded like.
My name is Dave Thule. This is Travis Quinlan. We're both constituents and Iraq war vets. We're hoping to talk to someone about a photograph I have of Congressman Walz.
Okay.
Not sure if you have ever seen this picture before?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, in it, it depicts 2004 being Afghanistan veteran.
Right.
Congressman Walz is not an Afghanistan war veteran, is he?
He served in Italy as part of Operation Enduring Freedom.
Okay, but he didn't serve in Afghanistan, did he?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Hi, Rick. I'm Dave Thule. How you doing? Nice to meet you. There's a young lady in the other office that was helping us, but if you can, you guys want to come in and have a seat? Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, have a seat. I am Dave Thule. This is Travis Quinlan. We're both constituents and we're both Iraq war vets. We serve together with the Minnesota National Guard. So we're here on a veteran-related issue. I don't know if you are familiar with this picture at all. This was taken in 2004 here in Mankato, and it's actually been posted on the internet for quite some time, and nobody quite realized what it is. But in this picture, Congressman Walz here is holding a sign that says "Enduring Freedom Veterans for Care." So tell me what your understanding of his military background is.
Yeah, I understand that he was called up in support of it. Obviously, in support of that operation. That's how I've always understood it. And so the time that he, when he got called up,
he was supporting him.
I always refer to it as, he's.
Yeah, I mean, we supported him too, but I think in college at the time, I was like, yeah, go American troops. Like, we supported him too. I was in English 101 in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Going to run for Congress.
Was called up and served in support of Operation Enduring Freedom.
Okay, so is there any question in your mind what Enduring Freedom is?
No.
Okay, so I guess most people, and you yourself included, would associate Enduring Freedom with Afghanistan, right?
Right, but okay. I mean, I think it, as I also understand that it encompasses a great deal.
Well, Operation Enduring Freedom is limited to Afghanistan and the airspace directly above. There's other units that are called up in support of, and I'm sure that's probably what his military orders said.
Right.
My concern, other than this picture, is that the congressman's website, his official biography, says simply that he was mobilized with his battalion in support of Operation Enduring Freedom, without any other details. Don't you think it's reasonable people might assume that means he served in Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Perhaps, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah.
It's been 5 years now, or I guess almost 5 years, that the congressman's official biography has said he served in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Isn't it reasonable, if it causes confusion, or it may cause confusion, that somebody may have thought to change that and explain that he served in Italy and not in Afghanistan?
I mean, what would You just suggested be changed to, I guess.
It's simply to add the words in Italy. Served in support of Operation Enduring Freedom in Italy.
Yeah.
Simple as that, because then it specifies that he served in
Very
Italy.
simple.
Now, don't get me wrong, I certainly appreciate the Congressman's service. 24 years in the National Guard, we're both National Guardsmen ourselves. We appreciate his service, and we appreciate his being deployed. But there's a huge difference between being deployed to a base in Italy and being in the combat zone in Afghanistan. Okay. Are you aware of any of the media reports from 2006 that inaccurately cited the Congressman as a war veteran?
Specifically, I can't think of any right now, but I don't. I would imagine that I know people have approached me as a staffer and thought that, and so I've corrected them. If you serve in support of an operation, you're not necessarily a veteran of that operation. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So your question is more about this picture than his biography.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
The biography is one of them. That's bad. That's misleading. That's a little bad. This right here, under current U.S. law, this could get the congressman probably thrown in jail in violation of the 2006 Stolen Valor Act.
If they cared.
Which says it is a crime, a federal crime, to portray yourself in writing or verbally as having received an award or decoration authorized by Congress that you didn't receive. Congressman Walz is clearly claiming in this sign, in this picture with this sign, to be an Enduring Freedom veteran. He is clearly, nobody disputes the fact that he is not an Afghanistan or Enduring Freedom veteran. So this represents a fairly serious issue. So can I leave you my name and number, and can I trust that someone will get back to me on this issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure. Wow.
Dave, was it?
Yes.
How do you spell your last name?
Thule, T-H-U-L.
And you're from Owatonna, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Did you want to leave any of this?
Yes, I'm going to leave this for you. This is a copy of the picture, so you guys have exactly what I'm looking at. And this is a copy of the story that I'm working off of. I'm also a blogger, and so posted this. So I will leave you with all the information there that is relevant to this, and I'll leave you with a copy of the picture. And I will hope to hear from someone in the congressman's office, if not the congressman, because this is a fairly serious matter and needs to be addressed.
Okay. And you posted this then? This is posted online?
Yes, it's posted on Monday.
Yeah, it is now for sure.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your help and cooperation.
Thank you,
listening
and
to us.
thank you for your service as well. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Your name again?
Travis.
Travis?
Travis and J13 Thule. Is that his name? Thule. So Travis and Thule, man. Shout out to those two gentlemen, American heroes, going in and fighting for the integrity of the armed services, saying you don't get to steal the valor of people who've actually done the thing. Now, even on CNN, they're having a little bit of a hard time with this. Van Jones says, yeah, he has been a little bit loose with the language, a little bit loose. I don't think it's loose. It's been intentionally misleading, dude. We're just getting warmed up here. So he says Walz isn't fit for office. This is what the RNC says, but here is what Van Jones says. Maybe just tighten it up a little bit, like stop lying.
And it is all over social media, Van. So to that point, do you think this is something that the campaign needs to address in a bigger way than they have?
Yeah, I think they should clean it up. It's conceivable that he's been loose with his language or said stuff that's not. I mean,
not true.
People are human beings on these campaign trails, and so. But now he's running for a major position. If he needs to clean it up.
And it is all over.
All right. So if he needs to clean it up. And they're going to be working overtime to try to do that. And here was one other clip. Let's see where this one was. Let's go here. Yeah, this is Ashley Hayek. So there's a lot of cope going on out from the left on this, but this was a beautiful thread from Ashley Hayek. And let's go ahead and repost this so it's at the top of our timeline. So if you're following along at home, you can give her a follow. But here is what she shared with us. Let's just distill this down, okay? A lot of people are saying that J.D. Vance is, not who he says he is. He's a weird dude, whatever. Here's the truth about Walz. 12 facts. Nobody can even disagree with this. So here is one. Tim Walz re-enlisted for 6 years in the National Guard on September 18, 2001. And so 2001 plus 6 equals, that means he's obligated to serve until September 18th, 2007. And he left before then. In 2003, First Sergeant Walz, as an E8, signed a statement of agreement and certification to attend the United States Army Sergeants Major Academy. That's a new agreement where he agreed to serve for a minimum of 2 years. Okay, that's 2 agreements now. After promotion to Command Sergeant. So I swear, I honor, and all the things. On September 17, 2004, then First Sergeant Walz was frocked to Command Master Sergeant of the battalion 125th Field Artillery Regiment. By doing so, he was obligated to serve as a Command Sergeant Major until September 17, 2006, and he still maintained his enlistment contract, which obligated his service through September 18, 2007. In March 2005, Walz and the 125 were notified that they were going to be mobilized and deployed to Iraq, March 2005. On May 16, 2005, 7 months after assuming his position as Command Sergeant Major, and 2 months after being notified that he was going to deploy to Iraq, Walz quit by dropping his retirement papers. This was a full 18 months before the end of his Sergeant Major Academy agreement number 1, and 2.5 years before the end of his enlistment contract, agreement number 2. 2 promises made, 2 promises broken, because he was going to Iraq. Now, Walz voluntarily signed 2 contracts to serve our country, went to school on the taxpayer's dime, used the rank of Command Sergeant Major that he didn't earn, and then quit without completing his full obligated time. He then falsely filed paperwork with the Minnesota National Guard to retire as an E9, a Command Sergeant Major, knowing full well he did not meet the obligations to retire as an E9. On September 10th of 2005, the Minnesota National Guard discovered that he did not fulfill his commitment, and they busted down his retirement rank from an E9 to an E8. Demoted. And did he get paid? Like, do they get back paid? Does he have to reimburse? Or how is this working? I don't know. His official retirement grade and rank is an E8, a Master Sergeant. You see the document there. Drop down. So Walz cannot claim the title of Master Sergeant. He was only frocked as an E9, never completed the requirements to be officially promoted to the rank of E9. Walz is lying and cannot claim the title of Command Master Sergeant as he never met the criteria. Bad fact number 9 for them. Walz also referred himself as retired Command Sergeant Major in his run for Congress and his run for governor. This is a lie in Stolen Valor, she says. Wife of a U.S. Marine, she knows, says Tim's dedication to public service began soon after graduation. This is from his little bio. And then he joined his battalion overseas in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Okay, that is political technobabble, right? That is them trying to pull a wool over everybody's eyes there in Minnesota in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. He was in Italy. What was he doing there? I don't know. In 2005, after 24 years in the Army National Guard, Command Sergeant Major Walz, retired from the Artillery Battalion. He was the highest ranking enlisted National Guard soldier in southern Minnesota. Except he wasn't. Walz has never been to war in a combat zone, as he claims. His only deployment was to Italy for 6 months. It's a beautiful country. And Walz claims he couldn't run for Congress while serving in the National Guard. Wrong, that's also a lie. He simply had to file paperwork with the DOD, and he could have run for political office as many other reservists and National Guard soldiers have. And so in 2008, Twin Cities TV station and the Star Tribune were given the story. It was validated. It was confirmed. But the mainstream media did what they always do, and they buried the story because they protect their own people, because that's what they do. This came out from Cynical Publius. Also shares this from a web archive. Very interesting link here. We'll repost this one. He shared this, and here's what it looks like when you zoom in on this thing. So the URL on this is web.archive.org. Very old website. post, and it's from 2005. And you'll see down here, it shows us it's from Tim Walz for uscongress.org. And actually, the URL is timwalz.org. So it's a very old post, literally from timwalz.org. See the same thing here. Walz is still planning to run for Congress despite a possible call to duty in Iraq. March 20th, 2005. On Thursday, March 17th, the National Guard announced a possible partial mobilization of roughly 2,000 troops, March 17th. First District Congressional candidate Tim Walz currently holds the rank of Command Sergeant Major, which is based in this area. The announcement specified that all or a portion of the battalion could be mobilized. Walz, who teaches geography, has been an active member. He has previously deployed, including an eight-month deployment during Operation Enduring Freedom. During, again, it's like in Italy. When asked about his possible deployment to Iraq, Walz said, "I do not yet know if my artillery unit will be a part of this mobilization, and I'm unable to comment further on specifics of deployment." Saying, although his tour of duty in Iraq might coincide with his campaign, Walz is determined to stay in the race. He's like, I don't want to go to Iraq. Are you kidding me? I'd rather go to Congress and hang out with Nancy Pelosi. As Command Sergeant Major, I have a responsibility, he says. Wow. I have a responsibility not only to ready my battalion for Iraq, but also to serve if called on. Well, you were, bro. I am dedicated to serving my country to the best of my ability, whether that is in Washington, D.C. or in Iraq. That's his statement from his own website. I don't want to speculate on what shape my campaign will take if I am deployed, but I have no plans to drop out of the race I'm running. I am fortunate to have a strong group of enthusiastic supporters and a very dedicated and intelligent wife. Both will be a major part of my campaign, whether I am in Minnesota or Iraq. If called to duty, Walz would leave behind his wife, Gwen, and his 4-year-old daughter, Hope. No, he wouldn't. He would just retire and not go, as we saw from this very interesting analysis here. And so Walz filed his paperwork to retire after that. Let's see. In March, as we saw, on May 16th, 7 months after they got notified, and 2 months after being notified that they would be deployed, in May, Walz quit dropped his retirement paper, okay? Retired in May after he knew that he was going to be going. So a big talking point right now is that, no. Okay, he had already submitted his retirement papers long before. He had already been thinking about retiring long before. No, he's sitting here on his own website saying, I'm ready to go. Like, I know we're going. I'm ready to go if I'm called upon. All a lie. He retired and then ran for Congress. Doesn't want to go to Iraq. So then he went on and continued to claim that he was somebody he's not. Here's another clip of this guy's. So, and again, he's very sneaky with this. Okay, I'm a retired sergeant major. Walz never completed the coursework for the Sergeant's Major Academy.
If you just had a couple of minutes with somebody and you're on the elevator or the escalator or the light rail, something, and had to explain to them what you think this election's about, what would you say?
Yeah, I think it's about how we view ourselves in the future of Minnesota. I talk to them, I tell them I'm a school teacher, I'm a retired sergeant major. I'm running because I believe our most important asset is our people, investing in education, roads, and then I tell them on this, I said, you know what? Educating our children, building roads, and making basic government function should not require this much drama. Get on with it and move on and let people enjoy their lives. So I think this is about setting that positive, optimistic one Minnesota future and understanding that our differences are strengths, that let's have those discussions about how best to do this. But I don't think anybody's having a debate about whether we need to improve our infrastructure. Let's figure out how to do it and how to pay for it and move on.
Yeah, so he can speak well, but he likes to throw that in there so that people have a false pretense about who he is. Now, even the Harris campaign is having to figure this out. They're now tweaking his biography, amid scrutiny of his military credentials. Politico is reporting this one, saying that the campaign has updated its online biography of Tim Walz. On its website, the campaign axed a reference to Walz as a retired command sergeant major. And now says that he once served as a command sergeant major rank. Small change that nonetheless reflects the truth. Walz, the governor, retired in 2005 before his unit was deployed. Vance has made a big deal of it. Similar accusations have followed Walz in previous campaigns. A paid letter to the editor written by 2 retired command sergeant majors said he misrepresented himself, but he went on to win. Now, the son of an Army veteran who served as a command sergeant major, Walz was the ranking member on the House Veterans Affairs Committee, where he passed legislation to help stem veteran suicides. But that wasn't true. In the original, now reads. Yeah, in the original, right, they actually lied about that too. Harris' campaign says that Walz chaired the Veterans Affairs Committee. Okay, they're just trying to, I guess, lie to veterans. This guy, cares about you. No, he doesn't. As Republicans began scrutinizing him, Harris said that he was the chair of the Veteran Affairs Committee. Now, he was over a decade in the House. He did serve on the Affairs Committee and eventually rise to become a ranking member. He was never, ever the chairman. Again. Stolen Chairman Valor, man. Everywhere this guy goes. He's like, yeah, I cooked that dinner for you. You're like, no, you didn't. You were sitting right here. If someone else did. He's like, yeah, but I made it. Mostly. What are you doing, weird freak? You stop claiming you're somebody you're not. Vice President Harris correctly characterized his time in Congress as the top Democrat on the Veterans Committee. It was her campaign, however, that erred. So they have to correct the record on that. So it's just like never ending with these people. Now, even over here on NBC, they're also agreeing. They're saying it's a little bit weird. They're not really talking about this or addressing this. It's a little strange here, trying to run a campaign in America where people don't get to lie to their constituents.
I get the sense that the Harris campaign is ready for these attacks, but I have to tell you, Kristen, they're not engaging directly on whether or not he was falsifying his record, his military record. They are, of course,
what are they going to say?
As you said, pointing out that he does have a history of service, both in the National Guard, but also as a teacher, as someone who was a governor, as someone who was a congressional member. So they're sort of leaning in on the fact that he's someone who wants to serve America. And yesterday when he was in Philadelphia, he was also making that point, saying that they want this to be a people-powered campaign and a people-centered administration if they are elected to the White House. But it's very interesting to see them say, yes, he does have a sort of a long history in the military and joined at 17, has trained people who did go into combat zones, is what one source told me, but also is not engaging directly on whether or not he falsified here.
They don't want to talk about it. What are they going to say? Dude was obviously lying about it for a long time. And he's an interesting guy. He keeps, kind of stories are changing. The truth is coming out. This was another interesting one I saw. And by the way, if you're not following this dude, this guy's just absolutely amazing. His account is so filled with Oppo research on the horrible Tim Walz that it's impressive. It's very good. And he ran against him. So he's a highly recommended follow, doing awesome work. And I'll repost this so it's at the top of our timeline. But he said that this was another one. Not only does Tim Walz believe in abortion at all stages of a pregnancy, but even after birth. And he reversed his vote on this one. This was a wild one. Walz accidentally voted in favor of 4712, which provided medical care to babies who survived abortion, but then he reversed the vote. So you have a little child screaming there on the table. He's like, no. Sorry, gotta go. He revised it. My intent was to vote no on H.R. 4712. Stolen vote. A procedural vote was added to the schedule, a vote series. My vote yes was on the approval of the journal, and so now he votes nay. So just kill that child. All right, so more of him. Now, Karine was coming out on this. She got asked, how do you explain Walz's stolen valor? Karine, here's her response.
If I may, the campaign trail. Today, Senator J.D. Vance has accused Governor Walz of stolen valor. I mean, obviously, military service is something that's very deeply personal to the president, given the service of his son. I'm curious, how is he reacting to these statements?
So look, any specific attacks or comments, I would have to refer you to the campaign. I think when I was answering your colleague Joey's question about Governor Walz, I laid out, and you all have seen his bio, right? This is someone who enlisted at 17 years old to serve his country. He was part of the Army National Guard for 24 years. This is someone who was a high school teacher, right? A high school coach as well, who grew up in a small town in the Midwest. And so I think his bio speaks for itself. Who he is speaks for himself. His record speaks for itself. And
it doesn't, though. It does, but he's saying something different.
If I may, the campaign trail.
So that's Karine in her Big Bird outfit. We were trying to identify it this morning. We weren't real sure. Sometimes she has an Elmo outfit. Sometimes she has a Cookie Monster outfit. But today was Big Bird, so that's good. She was defending him. Now, Trump was out responding to questions from the media. So as this campaign continues to escalate, we're asking ourselves if we're actually going to hear from Walz, or more specifically from Kamala, because she's having a hard time talking to the press. Trump came out today and delivered a full hour press conference, masterfully as usual. And now we know we've got 3 debates that are on the offer table, at least from President Trump. Now, is Kamala going to come out and actually agree to these 3 debates? She did respond. We have that clip coming up. But Trump says we got 3 debates, baby. We got the networks that have this situated. September 4th with Fox News, September 10th with NBC, which was the original date. I think that's with Slapadopoulos. And also, September 25th has now been confirmed with ABC. Trump says, ready to go. If Kamala is, here's what Trump said today.
I think it's very important to have debates, and we've agreed with Fox on a date of September 4th. We've agreed with NBC, fairly full agreement, subject to them, on September 10th. And we've agreed with ABC on September 25th. So we have those 3 dates, and those networks, they're very anxiously awaiting that date and those dates. So we have September 4th, September 10th, and September 25th. We have spoken to the heads of the network, and it's all been confirmed. I think it's very important.
All right, so all been confirmed. Kamala, are you willing to come out and debate? Kamala was there today doing a little campaign speech, and it was pretty rough. But here is a question that she did take. Little bit of one from this reporter.
Madam Vice President, Donald Trump agreed to 3 debates. Will you be participating in all 3?
I've always been on record. I am looking forward to debating Donald Trump, and we have a date of September 10th. I hear he is finally committed to it. I'm looking forward.
What about the other 2?
Let's make sure we get this photo of everyone. Look right here, right there.
What about the other 2, Kamala? A little too close for me. You got to back up from the camera. Back up from the screen. Ah. Sorry to do that if you're watching on the big screen. I know it's rough. But is Kamala going to debate? And hey, they're missing a president up here. What's going on in this room? Oh, they're missing the Republican presidents. They don't care about him. Oh, I see. It's just the communists up here. All right. So that's Kamala. She's not going to want to debate. And this was fun. I saw this from Disgruntled. Okay, that guy. He says, LMAO, they're running a millennial campaign and y'all are doom pilling, right? There's a lot of people out there saying Republicans are going to lose everything. We talked about this on Locals this morning on our members only stream on YouTube too. That I'm not on team doom and gloom at the moment. I think the Democrats are just at the climax of their climax season. And we got a whole nother week of this crap, at least 2 weeks probably, because the convention's not even until a week from Monday. But this is what they're talking about in their emails, I guess. And the media's like, yeah, yes, Queen, yeah, we love you. Saying here on August 8th, Donald Trump's very good, very normal press conference. Okay, saying Donald Trump took a break from taking a break to put on some pants and host a public meltdown. He hasn't campaigned. And another thing, I'm not mad. Please don't put in the newspaper that I got mad. He lied, attacked the media. He made excuses for why he's off the campaign. I don't know. It's okay. I guess that's their campaign. It's like a bunch of weird people over there because it's what's going on. So here's some more from Trump. He was out actually campaigning like a presidential candidate. And here is what he said in response to a question about Joe Biden.
The presidency was taken away from Joe Biden. And I'm no Biden fan, but I'll tell you what, from a constitutional standpoint, from any standpoint you look at, they took the presidency away.
Wild.
And people were saying he lost after the debate. He couldn't win. Well, I don't know that that's true necessarily. But whether he could win or he couldn't win, he had the right to run. And they took it away. They said they're going to use the 25th Amendment. They're going to hit you hard. Either we can do it the nice. I know exactly because I know a lot of people on the other side, believe it or not. And they said, we'll do it the nice way or we'll do it the hard way. And he said, all right.
I'll run.
I mean, they've really taken, what they've done is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's cowardly and criminal. It's a coup. And they just stole the presidency away so they could give it to her. Now, here was another exchange. They were asking her, Trump, about race and camouflage Jamaican ancestry. Carly Bonney clipped this one for us. Here's what this one sounded like.
Mr. President, Kamala Harris's father is Jamaican American, and she went to a historically black college. How is she only recently deciding to be black?
Well, you'll have to ask her that question because she's the one that said it. I didn't say it. So you'll have to ask her, and I very much appreciate that question, but you'll have to ask her. But I've known her for a long time. I actually contributed to her campaign a long time ago because I was a developer. I contributed to lots of campaigns of Democrats, Republicans, and some were liberal and some were conservative. But you'll have to ask her about that. But to me, it doesn't matter. But to her, from her standpoint, I think it's very disrespectful to both, really. Whether it's Indian or black, I think it's very disrespectful to both. To me, it doesn't.
All right, so that's Trump responding on that one. And then lastly, here's a question about why they're not asking Kamala questions. They're wondering where Trump is. And Trump has a good take on this, right? Trump is saying, listen, I'm stepping back a little bit while these weirdos enjoy themselves over these next couple weeks, all right? And it's going to be bad, all right? DNC convention, you're going to see Jake Tapper, remember Thrill Up the Leg crap from Matthew whatever? Chris Matthews? They're going to be thrilling up their entire, whatever pronouns you want to use. I don't even know what they have anymore down there. It's very confusing for all of us, but there's going to be thrills flying all over the place. It's going to be grotesque, but we'll make fun of them as we always do. Here is Trump explaining what's going on.
Okay.
Mr. President, you have not had a public campaign event for nearly a week now. Tomorrow you'll be in Montana, which is not a swing state. Some of your allies have expressed concern that you're not taking this race seriously, particularly at a time where there is enthusiasm on the other side. Why haven't you been campaigning this week?
Because I'm leading by a lot and because I'm letting their convention go through. And I am campaigning a lot. I'm doing tremendous amounts of taping here. We have commercials that are at a level I don't think that anybody's ever done before. Plus, in certain cases, I see many of you in the room where I'm speaking to you on phones, I'm speaking to radio, I'm speaking to television. Television's coming over here. Excuse me, what are we doing right now?
Yeah, moron.
She's not doing any news conference. You know why she's not doing it? Because she can't do a news conference. She doesn't know how to do a news conference. She's not smart enough to do a news conference. And I'm sorry, we need smart people to lead this country because our country's never been in this danger before, both economic.
Exactly right. Kamala can't do it. If she could do it, she'd already done it. But they have a plan in place to just have her be like Joe Biden was in 2020. Just read from this script, go from state to state, don't take any hard questions, no sudden moves. Maybe they can squeeze her in. We'll be here to continue to cover it, my friends. Thanks for joining us as we do. All right, so we got one final segment on the day, and it's about Hunter Biden. And so this one's fun because Hunty is going to be in some trouble in the thick of it. Daddy's not going to be around to protect him anymore. Hunter Biden has a Romania problem. Trial's coming up. This is a fun filing from government prosecutors. Now that Hunty Poo doesn't have daddy to protect him anymore because they cooed him and threw him out of office, he's in some hot water. This got filed in the Central District Court of California. We got some serious tax charges coming up, but the tax charges, as we've learned about, are just the very tip of the iceberg on Hunter and the Biden crime family's malfeasance. And it's really Democratic malfeasance, right? This is just one cog in a much greater machine of corruption that the Democrats control. And so let's go through this because we're going to learn that government prosecutors are going to come out pretty aggressively in this new case. And so let's explain what this motion is, because this can kind of get procedurally complex, but it's actually quite easy. This is the government prosecutor's response, okay? So they are sending a letter back to the defendants, essentially. Defendants have filed 4 motions. This is the 4th one in limine. This is called a preliminary motion that is going to try to exclude evidence from coming in at trial. So when we're in the middle of a trial, people's objection. We try to keep evidence out. Objection. You can't come talk about that. No, that can't come in. This is like a preliminary objection. You're just trying to keep stuff out. So Hunter doesn't want any reference by the government about political influence or corruption. Don't talk about this. And government prosecutors are coming out. They're saying, oh, we're talking about it. So let's go through this. This is the government responding. They say, All right, Judge, listen, trial's right around the corner. Hunty Poo has moved to exclude 6 different topics from this entire trial, framing this overall motion, right, bunch of stuff, he says can't talk about it, as alleged improper political influence or corruption. So in other words, the government is saying Hunter was a bad political influence or he was corrupt. Now, at the beginning, prosecutors write, the government notes that Hunter has accurately represented the position on only one of the 6 topics. Otherwise, he's misinterpreting us. And as explained, Hunter's loser defense team, they did not even seek the government's position on 4 of the topics that they brought up that they're trying to keep out, and they misstated the government's position on another. Now, Hunter provides no factual basis to support his assertion that all of what we're trying to introduce is outside the scope of the indictment. His motion from Hunter's team is an outdated copy and paste of a motion he's already filed. The 2 exhibits that he referenced in the motion are not on the amended exhibit list that the government provided to the defendant before. So in other words, we're not even going to use that stuff before he filed it. Now, absent from Hunter's motion is any reference at all to facts and evidence in the Jenks production that he received before, which is material that the government is saying we're intending to use at trial. In Section 2, the government provides a background on some of the evidence that will be admitted, right? This is going to be bad for Hunter because they're like, some bad evidence in there. At trial related to payments that Hunter got from his foreign business dealings, which are relevant. Let's go through them. They say, all right, Your Honor, here's why all this stuff needs to come in against Hunter. As alleged in the original criminal indictment, Hunter was a lawyer, a lobbyist, a consultant. He was a business person, and he generated substantial income to him, including from foreign businesses in foreign countries, as we know. His foreign business dealings, including serving as on the board of a Ukrainian industrial conglomerate and a Chinese private equity fund. He also entered into an oral agreement with Business Associate 1. And when Hunter Biden's in this, you don't know what they're talking about. To help a Romanian business person called GP contest bribery charges that GP was facing in Romania. So Hunter comes on as a liaison. He says, my daddy is, vice president or senator. So a Romanian business person facing bribery charges, Hunter can help. Do what? The government anticipates that Business Associate 1, who is the liaison here, this guy was the deal facilitator. It's not going to be the GP, the guy who actually was facing the criminal charges, but the person who helped make this deal is going to come in and testify. He's going to say that that this guy and Hunter were in the lobbying and consulting business together, saying that GP was a Romanian businessman who was under criminal investigation in Romania, saying that GP sought to retain this guy and Hunter and another business associate to attempt to influence U.S. government agencies to investigate the Romanian criminal investigation of GP. Wild. Hunter never registered under FARA as a foreign agent, and thereby cause an end to the investigation of GP in Romania. Business Associate 1 and the defendant were concerned that lobbying work might cause political ramifications for Hunter's dad. Yeah. Business Associate 1 and the GP, they signed a management services agreement where Business Associate 1's legal entity would provide management services to real estate properties in Romania, but that was not actually what GP was paying for. Wild. It's a front company. We're going to do real estate services. GP's paying. In reality, Business Associate 1 and GP agreed that Business Associate 1 would receive compensation for work by Business Associate 1, Hunter, and number 2 to influence U.S. government agencies, so to cause the U.S. to go investigate U.S. prosecutors, investigate Romanian prosecutors, to get this guy off the hook. And Business Associate 1 would pass 1/3 of the money to Hunter and 1/3 to business person number 2. It is a massive fraud, obviously. Now, since the defendant has failed to provide the court with any facts related to Business Associate 1, Hunter, the government is separately moving to file an exhibit under seal, which is the transcript of this. Wow. That's great. As alleged in the indictment, Business Associate 1's entity received approximately $3.1 million, which was split roughly into thirds between the defendants. Hunter got $1 million from this. As alleged in the indictment, the government will also introduce at trial evidence of Hunter's business dealings with CEFC, a Chinese energy conglomerate, and his compensation for the position of the board of the Ukrainian energy conglomerate. Now, this evidence will not include evidence that Hunter performed lobbying activity in exchange for the compensation. Rather, the evidence will show that Hunter performed almost no work in exchange for the millions of dollars he received from these entities. So, James Comer vindicated. All right. Now here, Hunter is trying to exclude all of this. The first category of evidence that Hunter wants to exclude is any reference to allegations that Biden is acting on behalf of a foreign principal. The government is not referencing allegations. We're actually just going to say he did it. Like we're not alleging anything. So, okay, we're just going to say he did it. Yeah. This guy, they're saying specifically, he's going to come in, he's going to say Hunter got compensation from a foreign principal who's attempting to influence U.S. policy. Like, that's what he's going to say. Not allegations about that you did it. This is clearly relevant evidence. The purpose of the payments that we're going to talk about and the nature of the work are relevant. They establish that Hunter got income when payments were made by a business associate. Moreover, the evidence of what Hunter agreed to do and did do demonstrates Hunter's state of mind and his intent during the tax years that he got charged on this stuff for. It's also evidence that Hunter's actions do not reflect someone with diminished capacity. He attempted to influence U.S. public policy, and he got millions of dollars pursuant to this oral agreement that was concealed as a real estate deal that he was performing for GP, right? So that he doesn't have to register as working for foreign governments or against foreign governments or trying to lobby the U.S. government. Under federal rules of evidence, they say Hunter may exclude evidence if it's too harmful. Okay, this is Rule 403. We talk about it all the time. It's a balancing test. We like to use the teeter-totter example. If it's more harmful than it is helpful, more harmful than helpful, evidence goes out. If it's more helpful than it is harmful, then it comes in. That's the rule. In his second and third categories, Hunter asks the court to exclude allegations that Hunter violated FARA, or improperly coordinated with the Obama administration. Now, in their motions, they're talking about different things. Now, the government does not intend to reference allegations that he violated FARA or improperly coordinated with Obama. But we are talking about a structured business relationship. The government will introduce evidence that they did all of this to avoid having to register as foreign agents. That Hunter and his business partners did in fact reach out to government officials. They reached out to the Department of State. It's corruption. That evidence is relevant because it establishes that Hunter received income when he earned the income. What his state of mind was, it was not consistent with someone who's just a drug addict with no capacity. The introduction of that evidence does not mean that government will say that he violated FARA. No, but we have other reasons why we can introduce that. He also wants people to say, or evidence to be precluded that Hunter did not receive any direct evidence from any income compensation from any foreign state. Now, Hunter has never asked the government for its position on these, but the government can confirm it does not intend to introduce any direct compensation from a foreign state, like Romania was not paying him. So it's moot. We're not even going to try to introduce that. Now, they also want no evidence that Hunter funneled money to his father. The government responded and said, we do not intend to introduce anything about Joe Biden, obviously. So they're not even going to try to introduce it. So as explained above, Hunter did not ask for the government's position. In fact, we're not even trying to talk about things. He's like, you can't talk about this. He's like, oh, that's fine. We're not even going to try to talk about it. But a bunch of other stuff, oh yeah, we are talking about it. Hunter did receive compensation from a foreign principal to attempt U.S. influence and influence U.S. policy and public opinion. It's all relevant. It's not unfairly prejudicial. And so we want you to allow this evidence in. Signed by government prosecutor Derek Hines, going in at trial. So it's going to be fun to see Now, it's interesting how they just cut this off at the knee. I'm not going to connect it all to Joe Biden. It's like, come on, guys. The only reason Hunter's even in this position is because of Joe Biden. He wouldn't have these deals. Who do you think is going to answer his phone calls at the State Department if it's not Daddy Joe over there at the White House? Give me a break. Joe's clearly involved. Now, another good reason why Joe is not going to be their candidate, because this trial would be very bad for them. But an interesting filing. It's very curious how all this stuff is starting to come out. I mean, when Joe was running, we didn't hear any of this. In fact, everybody like Raskin was calling James Comer a liar. It's all true. It's always been true. Everybody in the media lied. They covered it up. Now the prosecutors are now suddenly talking about it because Joe's not running again. Isn't that convenient? All right. And so, my friends, let's see what you say about all of this and more. We had 3 good segments on the day. A J13 body camera video update, which was a little bit strange. Missing 90 seconds of audio. Difficulty getting on the roof. We're comparing and contrasting the timelines. Looking forward to more being revealed there. We also talked about Tim Walz and more evidence of his stolen valor. All of the very weird statements from him that don't seem to match the truth. And then, of course, Hunter Biden has his Romanian problem. Not looking good for him now that Daddy is not protecting him from the White House anymore. But now, my friends, let's see what you have to say about this. Thank you so much for sending in your super chats, for becoming membos, for supporting our work, just for being here. I'm grateful for that. And so let's see what you say about it. I see we've got Don't Mind Me clipping for us. I see K Bean is in the house. Who is joining us? Hey! What's this animal's name? This animal from Winnie the Pooh. I forget what his name is. So we're just going to say happy Thursday. Have a great day. Sharon Davis. What's up, Sharon Davis? Welcome to a supporter status. Sharon Davis became a new member. Thank you, Sharon Davis. And we're looking forward to seeing you on the members only stream. Hey, what's up, White Buffalo on YouTube? Says Kamala Malala Chameleon. She comes... He's the bouncing animal, right? Which one is he? Tigger, that's the one. Yes. Kamala la 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 la. Chameleon. She comes and goes. What was he from? Winnie the Pooh? Is he from Winnie the Pooh? I wanted to say Jungle Book. That's where my mind went. Jungle Book. Was there a tiger in the Jungle Book? Tigger the Tiger. That's right. All right. I'm bad on that. Then I was thinking we were talking about Big Bird and Elmo, so I was thinking that one too. All right. Thanks for the updates. Sharon Davis, what's up? White Buffalo. He's the one that bounces around, right? Yeah, he's the one that bounces around with the springboard. I got it. It's all coming back to me. What's up? Kamala Lala Chameleon. She comes and goes. Oh, oh, oh. There's a good song. Michael Allen Hughes. What's up? Thank you for this. Says, we're staying incognito while traveling to Sweden and Europe on Wednesday. Won't be back until 9:25. That's, yeah, probably a good call. We live in dangerous times. Your podcasts are awesome. Thank you, Michael Allen Hughes. Well, safe travels, man. It's kind of spicy over there in Europe. We haven't been covering a lot of it, but yeah, we haven't covered any of it, but it's getting very spicy over there. Yes, good to see you, Michael Allen Hughes. Safe travels, brother. Whoa, we got Chad Preston. What's up, Chad? Yeah, I know. I guess I needed to read more cartoons or something. But wasn't there a tiger in the Jungle Book, right? I think there was. Was there a lion in that one? All right. Chad Preston, what's up? Thank you, my friend. 20 new membos coming in. Amazing. Grateful to have 20 new membos. Stan Hartwell, what's up? We got Hollywood Hills in the house. Rye B, David Macy, Leanna the Cuda Chick. We got Lori Falconer, Pa from EP, Christine McCoy, Joshua Erickson in the house. Nancy Kurtz is coming in. Pie Wackett, Carl, Donna Newland, Ray Mengel, Mark Gangler, Jacob Zwart, Muffin Rando, Crimson Decade, Maria Floor, and Andy Murrow. Gifted membos from Chad Preston. Chad, thanks for doing that. Welcome aboard, new membos. Chad, you're not even a membo, and you're gifting out membos, man. Super generous. Thanks for doing that, brother. Hey, and new membos, we'll see you in the morning on the members only stream. And if you just joined, grab this morning's stream because it was fun too. Hey, it's the Munkets is in the house. What's up, Tony? Hey, Munkets is here. Bringing in 10 new membos. Tony, thanks for doing that one. Bob Jones is here. We got Michael K., Tom Forsyth, Sean Lively, Polly Shortcuts, Chad Preston, Deplorable Daisy, Chris Culpin, the big guy's crackhead son is here. We just read your motion, Hunty. And Tyler joining us courtesy of Tony Hay Munkets. Hey, it's the Munkets. Thank you, Tony Hay. Voice of the People says, wait, that's about 34 seconds before shots rang out. No one called it in. Then again, the cop said that there were problems in comms with the Secret Service. Yeah, well, again, it's like we're trying to pin down that audio of that. That's that key section right there. It's like we want all the audio from right there, like all of it. Secret Service deleted theirs. Bodycam on that one that we just watched that would have had some great radio footage was there. We're trying to determine when the Secret Service knew how much time they had. But honestly, I think personally, I've been a little bit myopic on that, a little too focused on that one window. In reality, the Secret Service had notice that there was an active threat a long time before that. Not that he had a gun, but there were multiple chisels of suspicion. They should have known he had a gun and investigated that, kept eyes on him. And if they had a suspicious subject loose, should have not brought Trump out. What's up? Glocky's here. Says the feds released the Iranian assassin after he entered illegally, then interviewed him, then let him go. Trump needs to hire a private military company because the DC wants him not alive anymore. Wow. That guy we read about yesterday, he was not even supposed to be here. Saying he entered with special permission. We literally asked that yesterday when we read through that indictment or the complaint. Said, why was he here in the country? How did he get here? Special permission known as significant public benefit parole, even though he was flagged on a terrorism watch list and recently traveled to Iran. It gets worse. We read the complaint yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? We read the complaint here. If you missed that, it's like outstanding. It was like a joke. Remember, they were writing on their little note card, on their napkin, their assassination plot, moving the salt and pepper shakers around. They let the dude in knowing he had come from Iran, and then they arrest him as part of a plot. Fingerprinted him. They interviewed him when he arrived. Then they let him leave with special parole that already expired. Oh no, he's going to shoot Trump. Yeah. What's up, Gloria B? 16 months as a membo. Thank you, Gloria B, for being here for so long. We've seen some serious business together. We're almost at 2 full babies. So happy to be here. Thank you, Robert G. Thank you, Gloria B. Thanks for supporting us for so long and for being here. We love you. Hey, what's up, Andres over on Rumble? Says, Rob, we need you as the press secretary. Please take a job in the White House if offered. Man, I'd love that job. That would be a lot of fun. I think I could do a pretty good job at it. I don't know if the media would think that, but I'd be personally happy with my performance. I think every day. It'd be a lot of fun. I don't know if it'd be good for America, but it'd be really fun for us in the media and it'd be a great live stream. I'd have a lot of fun live streaming that. Just fielding questions from the hack media. I could just go out there, live stream it, and you just work on my zingers like all day. I guess that's all you do. Is you like work on your zingers. And write my binder of my zingers and just come out every day. Dream come true. What's up? Flatfoot is here. Axon body cams are always buffering. When activate button is pressed, it retains 30 seconds of the buffered video with no audio. I know, it's no audio. It's even in their manual. No, it's like there's no audio, so we can't hear what the cops are saying. It's very convenient, isn't it? Everything else just starts recording immediately. You just press record on your cell phone, it works. Hey, what's up, Thomas Wright? Try to sync the video of the police telling everyone that they were trespassing and the lady on the horse with no sound part of the body cam. Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure somebody will do that. I've seen some really good mashups of this. People will just, but you need a syncing part of the audio. And that's hard to get out of what we just heard there, unless you can sync that because there's no speech. People are syncing it using Trump's speech to sync the audio up. Yeah, it's interesting. What's up? Glocky's here. Says, in my battalion, our mechanics, fuelers, clerks, communications all went out and did patrols with us. You don't have to go out and kick in doors and catch IEDs. You don't have to be pulling the trigger, but you have to show much love for none. But you have to show much love for non-combat bros who put in the work with us and didn't shirk away from dangerous duty halfway around the world. Much love, even though we give you guys a hard time. From Glocky McGlock in the house. It says, besides pulling PSD for our colonel, I was also in charge of pulling PSD for our civil affairs component. He was artillery and was so good at our captain getting sheiks of different clans to getting along that Al-Qaeda of Iraq put a $50,000 bounty on his head, on the captain's head. Needless to say, lots of sleepless nights, long mission planning, nicotine and caffeine. He was no Walz. A $50,000 bounty on your civil affairs captain. Whew. Yeah, that's rough. Glocky shared this one. Did you guys see this one? Oh, there's Tim Walz in Iraq. There he is. Tim Walz shares a photo. There's Tim Walz in the Special Forces Division. Is that Kamala Harris right there too? Wild. Here is E. Harris. What's up, E. Harris? Man, great photograph. E. Harris in the house. Amazing. E. Harris. Thank you, sir, for your service, for being a part of our community, and for sharing this incredible photo of you. You know who's not here? Tim Walz. Not here. Clearly. Here's one from David D. Yeah, and I was not laughing at this comment. I just was reading the next comment. So amazing. Thank you for that photo, E. Harris. And really, thank you for your service, man. What a photo. Tim Walz is not there. Hey, what's up? Zulu's here. Okay, Membo for 30 months, Zulu. 3.3 babies. You did the math on that. Thank you for that. Saved me a huge lift on that one. Time flies, brother. It has been a lot. Thanks for being here, Zulu. Thanks for modding the fort down for us. Thanks for irritating some people sometimes. We appreciate you. Thanks, Zulu. Hey, David D says, last year the Supreme Court ruled that stolen valor is free speech. Stolen valor is free speech. Did they rule that? Well, I think that's probably true. Like, I don't think you can incriminate somebody for that, but you can certainly, well, I think they, well, I don't know about, is that right? I didn't know that. Did they invalidate the federal law that that gentleman was talking about? I'll have to look into that one. Very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. I didn't know that. But regardless, I'm not asking that he be prosecuted. I'm not saying that he should be prosecuted for this. I just think he should be held accountable at the polls. And people should just say, hey, you know, it's not an honest thing to do. This old guy, what's going on? This old guy says, loose with his language. Sounds a lot like lying. They couldn't talk about it. Here's one from Glocky. Who gets it? Tim Walz and Valor. Stolen luggage. Stolen valor. Sheila the Pooh, a million hugs to you. We got a whole Winnie the Pooh theme today. We have Tigger and Winnie the Pooh. And what's the other one? Pinky? What's the little pig? Pinky? The pig? If I had to guess, I'd say it's Pinky. Ozzy. Pinky, Ozzy. Piglet! Ah! Piglet. That's the one. Piglet. Got it. All right, Piglet. Pinky was kind of close or something. All right, what's up? Thanks for that. Sheila Pooh, a million hugs to you. Yeah, Pinky in the Brain. That's that one. But that's a pig. That's not a mouse. Yeah, that's a pig, not a mouse. Pinky's a mouse, right? Yeah, all right. All right, now I know. I know. Now I'll probably remember. All right, what's up, Sheila Pooh? Jill Kindle is coming in. Thank you, Sheila. Lala's here. Rage Star, what's up? Augustus Tiberius is joining us. And Lord Bynum in the house. Sheila Pooh, a million hugs to you. Thanks for bringing them in. We got Jeffrey Adams says, Rob, there's a photo going around on X with Walz wearing a ball cap with the Special Army Special Forces badging. Yeah, I saw that. And, you know, I was thinking about this. When I was in high school, we used to go out with friends, you know, we used to go out like camping or even just sit around the backyard. You know, when it's cold out in Arizona, we like to have fires outside, sit around, talk. And we would sit outside. I remember this one group of friends, we'd go over to this guy's house, sit around their family's campfire. And then it'd be just like the bros out there late at night. And there's this one father who'd always, you know, have some beers. And then suddenly he starts telling us about how he almost made the Navy SEALs, that guy. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of bros out there, I'm sure you'll have the same experience. You're sitting around, you're like 14, 15, 16 years old, and you're sitting around and that like your friend's dad is like, yeah, I was so close to being in the Navy SEALs, man. It was the hardest training ever. And he like tells you the stories, and all the younger kids are like look at each other. Okay, Tim's telling us his special forces story again. You know what I'm saying? Like you go camping, there's always that one guy. Like just been living it for a long time. Like, okay, all right, I'm sure. Yes, that's why you are the way you are, I'm sure. Now, maybe there are some of those guys who actually did that, but you know what I'm talking about. When I saw that photo of Tim Walz doing with that's exactly what I thought of. It's that guy around the campfire who's like, yeah, I almost was a SEAL. You're like, I'm sure you were. It's like, bro, you couldn't even stand up on that paddleboard. All right, MAGA Hat says, Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic. Wow, this is huge. I've suspended my campaign to fully endorse Trump. All right, game over. He has been my man for years. Harris will get us all killed if Biden doesn't sooner. Make sure you check him out. Is he still in prison? Man, he should be freed, right? What did he do? Animal abuse or something? Is that true? Was he actually abusing those tigers? Zone Girl says, Walz insinuates that he was the head coach of Mankato football team. Did he steal the valor of the football team too? He led the state to win state. He was the defensive coordinator, not the head coach. He taught as a volunteer in China during his time at Chadron State. He honeymooned in China. He's made many trips to China. Is he an agent of China? Yes, could be. Yeah, he very well could be. Stolen football valor. Chubby, what's up, Chubby? Says, it sure did sound like Karine in her Big Bird costume was campaigning on behalf of Harrison Walz from that there podium. Pretty sure that's a big no-no. Yeah, she does that very conveniently. When she doesn't want to answer something, oh no, it's the Hatch Act, I can't talk about it. But when she wants to campaign for them, then she does it. MJ Powell says, one debate with J.D. Vance and Walz is scheduled too. That's great. Yeah, it's going to be great. That'll be a good one. They'll both be good. I'm looking forward to both of them. Should be fun. Yeah, we'll probably stream them. Tony Hay, what's up, Tony Hay? Thanks for bringing in a new membo. Tony Hay's bringing in Garrett Pace in the house. Jesser Bob says, Trump is a master debater. All right. I love him and his quick humor. USA in the house. Yeah, Trump is on point. I think he's a lot more quick-witted than Kamala is, that's for sure. MAGA Hat Stays shared this from Nick Sorter. Says Jack Smith is stalling his case in D.C. He knows he doesn't have a shot. He just asked Chutkan for additional time to prepare a status report. Wow, really? That dropped today? Ooh, maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, that's fun. So Jack Smith is scrambling. I don't know what to do. Because his case is crap. He's got a bunch of immune conduct in his indictment. At least presumptively immune. So he's freaked. Sheila Pooh and Piglet. Sheila Pooh, a million hugs to you, bringing in 5 more membos. Thank you, Sheila. Will K's here. Andrea Smilin. What's up, Andrea? Carl Stenbeck, disgusted citizen, an alien robot ghost brought in courtesy of Sheila Pooh. What's going on? CF Rob over on Rumble says, if Kamala gets in as president, it will be K. Obama's, Blama's 4th term. Notice I didn't say elected. Maybe it's Obama's 4th term in office, like Hillary Obama's. Yeah, it might be, it's Kamala or Kamala Obama. It could be her too. What's up, Sheila Pooh? Says, Rob, I love your channel, Rob, and I love this community. Truth will win in the end. Vote, monitor, and promote fairness in this election. We cannot let them steal our country. Amen, Sheila. I think you're absolutely right about that. I think that we are going to win in the end. And I was talking to a friend of mine about this today. In fact, you guys know him, Mike Walz. We had an interview we did a long time ago on this channel, not that long ago, but a smart dude. And we had a conversation today, and we were talking about this. He's on YouTube, Mike Walz. Check out the Positive Network YouTube channel. And we were talking about that, how really the assassination attempt and that near miss felt like a timeline shift, right? Just like we said that night, felt like a lot of things shifted. And there's many possibilities that life can go. And sometimes bad things happen because we're on that branch. But that didn't happen in this timeline. We're on that timeline. It's good. Thank you for that, Sheila Pooh. Hey, what's up? MAGA Hat Stays shared this one. Has anyone ever seen these two people in the same place? That's a great question. No, I haven't. Says, from Attorney General Paxton, they're investigating Act Blue. That's good news. Very good news. Here's this one from Zach on the Glass. Says, Secret Service had them keep radio communication out of the video at the beginning, or at least they haven't given me a reason not to think so. Yeah, that's true. The Secret Service doesn't have any audio. They just deleted all of theirs, I guess. Even though that they were on notice that they shouldn't be doing that after January 6th when they deleted the text messages there too. Linda Hunter, what's up? Linda Hunter gifted a membo to Linda Hunter. What? How do you do that? Well, congratulations on becoming a membo. MAGA hat stays. Kamala agreed to 9/10. Good, we got a debate coming up. Hey, angels in the house. Happy heavenly birthday to Mom, 82 years young. What a beautiful comment, Angel. Your mama up there is celebrating her 82nd birthday. She's also up there with my brother Eric, celebrating his 36th birthday up in heaven with your mama. I'm glad they're up there together. It's my brother's birthday. He was born August 8th, 1988. And he's up there hanging out, celebrating. They're having a great birthday celebration together. I'm happy they're doing that, Angel. Thank you for that. Happy birthday, Mama. Partying hard up there. This old guy says, I'm out of pithy comments today, but thanks for all the hard work you do, making my day a little better. This old guy, what a nice dono. On locals. Thanks for that. Well, I appreciate that, this old guy. You make my life better. It's really an honor to be able to go through all this together with you. We have a ton of fun here. And we're glad you're a part of our community. And you have great comments. So if you run out of them, that happens, man. That's what happens when you have so many good ones. You'll recharge. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Hey, what's up? Elf is in the house. Elf is bringing in 10 new membos. What's up, Elf? Thanks for bringing in Johnny Commodi. Buddy 305 Love is here. Aphrodisiac is in the house. We got Mary Harmony's here. Ray Berkemeyer, Troy Warren, the Outlaw General Bacon, DY 3116, Linda D, and Mama Bear. Gifted membos courtesy of ELF, Elf in the house. Thank you, Elf. Here's one from MAGA Hat Stay. Says, Kamala said that she'll be at the 9:10 is on NBC. I hope she knows ABC is on 9:25. Genius to change the date. Ah, is that what happened? So 9:10 is going to be on NBC. It's not going to be the same one on ABC. Ah, okay. I didn't realize that. I didn't catch that. That's astute. B.H. Williams says, to me, the biggest screw-ups happen before the event. Not co-locating the command centers, plural, not establishing a clear chain of command and control, not having common comms, not including the AGR building in the inner perimeter. The security map makes the Secret Service look like absolute clowns, and that saddens me. Yeah, and I think that's right. I would bucket it into 3 buckets. Pre-event failures, which would be that list. Day of, like event failures, when the suspect was acquired and they lost him multiple times, still brought Trump out. Like there's a whole series of failures that happened there. And then there's a cover-up. So I'd say there's a beginning, middle, and end. There's a pre, there's a day of, and then there's the cover-up. Those are the 3 buckets that are all problematic, and they should all be investigated thoroughly. Eddie Block Film says, as a video editor, that audio could have been added later or AI generated. I do not trust any video anymore thanks to AI. I think there's a good default rule on that. Yeah, and who knows what's going on with this? It's best to get it from the source, but even then, if there's a cover-up happening, they're gonna get to the source. What's up? Woodchip Bill says, I really get a kick about Biden talking about combating graft in Romania and other places while Hunter is taking huge sums. It's exactly what they do. It's so gross. Total corruption. Total corruption. Milo Phone Bill says, Tim Walz has a challenge coin collection. Does your governor have a challenge coin collection? Interesting. I wonder what is included in there. Hey, Lady Ice. Oh, man. Says, so today, my Ripple finally crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, hanging upstairs with my brother and Mama Angel. Says, my heart is breaking. Here's a little memorial I wrote. 14 years from birth to death leaves a huge hole in your heart. Ripple, rest in peace. What a real good pup. Oh, what a beautiful life. It sounds like you guys had a beautiful life together. And your lovely pup will be waiting up in heaven for you. She looks like she had a happy, lovely life. Look at these photos. Ripple, rest in peace. Man's best friend, woman's best friend. We love you. We'll see you soon. We'll all be up there soon, my friends. Reunited. But not yet. But not yet. All right, so let's see what else. Thank you for that one, Lady Ice. We're praying for you. And we're wishing you, sending you some good love during this time. It's a real loss. It's a real loss. So we're praying for you. We've got this one coming in from Donut Mind Me. Says, oh, here's one. U.S. versus Alvarez, 2012. A divided court held that a prohibition against making false statements of having been awarded a military medal violated the First Amendment. However, the 6 justices in the majority could not agree on a single rationale for the decision. Great. So we don't have a good rule. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for that. That's kind of sucks. All right. Libby, it'd be nice if we had a rule. So like, what's the rule? I don't know. Libby T, gifted 5 membos. Thank you, Libby T. Eric Bates got 1. Mountain Mamas in the house. We got Pizza, Salted Fit Pack, and Vashita Ritter in the house. Vashita Ritter in the house, courtesy of Libby T. Being a membo. Thank you, Libby, for being a membo and bringing in new membos. And Wise over on Locals says Stolen Valor was overturned mostly, but there are other examples on law where claiming a false title is criminal, just like in Delaware where you claim you're a medical doctor. Yeah, that's interesting. Good stuff. Thanks, NY. This one came over from K Bean. Who's this? Is that K Bean? Is that you, K Bean? Oh my goodness. Get out of here. Don't even tell me that that is K Bean right now. Is that K Bean? Somebody better confirm that for me. I think it might be, which is just amazing. That's K Bean in Iraq. Oh my gosh. You know who's not there? Tim Walz. K Bean, thank you for your service. Oh my gosh. What a heck of a photo. K Bean. That's, my friends, that's our very own K Bean in the house. Modding down the fort for us and riding, riding a beautiful, what is that? A beautiful thing over there. It's I don't know what that is. It's a ICBM or something. I don't know. Anyways, very cool. Moab. Yeah. Riding a Moab, baby, all the way down. And that's that scene, it's like that scene from that film or that movie or something. K Bean, you never cease. It's a missile. You never cease to impress us. It's just wild. K Bean in the house. How cool is that? My friends over there, she's not a weapon of mass destruction, baby. Scud missile. It's a WMD. Amazing. Scud missile. Cool. What a cool photo, K Bean. Thanks for sharing that with us. And yeah, you're there. Is Tim Walz anywhere? Anybody see Tim Walz anywhere? Here, look around here. Is he under there? No. There's no Tim Walz. It's just K Bean. Thank you, K Bean. Amazing. Hey, Voice of the People is here. Bringing in new membo, says Stolen Valor is free speech. It becomes illegal if you profit from it, like being a vice presidential nominee. Yeah, so we're trying to understand what the rule is, and sounds like it's a little complex. Hey, Joey Carrillo says, how can I get in touch with you one-on-one? I've got information about Walz that no one is asking. Interesting, Joey. Send me an email. Yeah, that's the best way. I do have my emails. I do look at my emails. I don't respond to every email, but if you are asking something or asking for a response or something like that, I will respond. And I have help now with some responses. So that's great. So send me an email, Johnny Carrillo, and the email is robert@spotlightlawyer.com. Please feel free to send emails. I get a lot of emails that are great, and I appreciate them. I like to hear from you. So thanks for sending them. Joey Carrillo, sending that over. Sounds like some good stuff. King Ginger's in the house. Kamalama Blama is exactly right. Kamalama La Bamba. Kamalama La Bamba. There it is. Kamalama La Bamba. Yeah, I like the song. Yes, Just Rhonda. I do owe you an email back. I did see those. Just Rhonda, I thought I responded to you in my head. I often do this a lot. I often think I respond to emails in my head, and I don't. But Just Rhonda, yeah, you sent over some emojis. So Just Rhonda sent over some beautiful emojis. Problem with the emojis is they're just images, so we need GIFs. But we'll connect. I know. Thank you for those. They're great. So I do have your email, and I will respond to it. Radice says, Rob, Winnie the Pooh book series will be heading your way as soon as little Robbie Jr. is born. Here's a bigger tip for the Ring Fund. Thank you, Radice. Radice is helping us on locals. We're currently on mission for a $44 million diamond ring. Once we have $44 million, I'll be able to get a ring and get married. Then little Robert Jr. will be here, and everything is going to be great. Then I'll learn what Winnie the Pooh is. Thank you, Radice, for leading the charge. Mountain Goddess says a Pakistani national was arrested the day before the Trump shooting. Yeah, Mountain Goddess. We did a full segment on that one. I think, was it yesterday or the day before? I think we did a full segment on that. We read through the entire criminal complaint, and it was really dumb, actually. Hey, Former, what's up, Former LEO? Says, I hope that any LEO that had his body cam operational would be able to record all of the ambient noise. What did the body cam recording of the LEO that boosted him up there on the roof say? If that body cam was activated earlier, it would all be recorded. I think you're right about that, Former. There's probably going to be a lot of collating of all of the body cameras so that we can match them up. But we got to get them first. But I think you're right. We should have a lot more audio. Time will tell. Hey, what's up? Spud says, if the protesters show up at another Kamala rally, will she get mad enough to get out the dreaded wooden spoon? My mom used to do that. Yeah, we were talking about Kamala this morning. She kind of snapped at those protesters. I'm speaking. Okay, relax, Kamala. Just, calm down, Kamala. All right, James Butler says, happy birthday to your brother and to all us other Leos, man. Shout out to our Leos in the house. Yeah, we had some other birthdays this morning. We saw August 3rd. Happy birthday, James. You just had a good one. Leos, very strong personalities. And happy birthday to all of our August birthdays in the house. What About Me says, shout out from England to all the watchers and the chat familam. Good to see you from our friends from England. Hopefully you're doing okay over there. Membo for 16 months. That's almost 2 full babies. Great to see you. What About Me? Thanks for being here for so long. Tony DeMarco says, in case it comes up again, Mankato. Pan, second part rhymes with NATO. Mankato. I was actually born there. Yeah, very good to know. Okay, that's okay. Mankato. Actually sounds like it looks. Mankato. What did I say? Mankato? Mankato. Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you for the education on that, Tony. Hey, Linda Hunter. Bringing in Sandy. Linda Hunter, bringing in Sandy. Thanks for doing that, Linda. And MJ Powell is bringing in 10 new membos. Miles Jackson is here. ME is here. Newt Gadget. What's up? Audie Joe's coming in. Ronnie S. Marlene Stewart. Christo Bruyans. Jim Justice. D. Gillis. And Rial. Gifted membos courtesy of MJ Powell. Thank you, MJ Powell, for bringing in our newest membos. And Michael Stetson, 15 months as a membo. Thanks, Michael, for being here. Over a full year, almost 2 babies. Says, Stolen Valor Act of 2013. Did that come after the Supreme Court decision? I got to look into it. Yeah, I got to look into it. Hey, Knox is here. I rebooted to see if I can finally send a dono. And it worked. Happy Thursday, all. Thank you, Knox. I don't know what. Yeah, it might just be the platform. I think Locals was maybe just having a little bit of a wonk. But thanks for being persistent, Knox, and supporting us with your donos. We're grateful. Happy Thursday to you. Hopefully it's a great week. Knox, MAGA Hat says, Kemp went on CNN, said he did not vote for Trump in 2020, and his wife said that she would not endorse Trump because he has not earned it. Why are people scolding Trump for calling them out? I don't know. There's a lot of that going on. A lot of that, people just kind of, Trump's not giving me everything I want, so I'm going to throw a hissy fit and just cry. And I'm going to vote for RFK, or I'm going to stay home. It's pathetic. You're going to be part of the problem if you're on that team. What's up? This one, Lady I says, Rob, you have strong Tigger energy. Just saying. I do get kind of bouncy from time to time. I do, that does come out. So it does kind of make sense. Andres Says, love your good work. Here is my money. Thank you, Andres. I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you for it. Love your good work. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching over on Rumble. We love our Rumbles, friends. And Andres, good to see you. Rocky Hound, Jan X over there. Kids_today. Nice to see you. Sanglet. Baby Gray's over there. DH1776. Great to see you. Our Rumble friends all joining us. And NY says, I'll summarize a convo I had this morning. Tim Walz, he fed children, I'm in. He served, I'm in. My response is, why were the kids hungry? Perhaps their parents had no good jobs. Anyone can redistribute someone else's money, but growing a good economy where everyone prospers, that's my candidate. From NY Renal in the house over on the locals. And my friends, thanks for all those amazing donos. Extremely grateful for those. So many fun comments and birthdays and all the things. Thanks for being a part of what we do here. Let's say what's up to some friends over on X. See if anybody's joining us over there. Fred Pedamonte. What's up, Fred? Says, you know, I don't think I've ever told you, Rob, but you are by far the best YouTube channel and just an awesome guy. Well, I don't know about that. There's a lot of really awesome guys and amazing YouTube channels. But Fred, thanks for saying that, brother. You've been around for a long time, man. And I know we've seen some stuff together. So thanks for saying that. Glad you're here. Glad you're a part of what we're doing. B. Torn says, Google Earth shows one likely route up. Street View shows other easily accessible spots. If he dropped in the area with 3 circled exhaust fans, maybe that's why they lost sight of him for so long. Did anyone dust for fingerprints in those areas? Yeah, and we saw there was other footage of maybe him climbing up just like a pipe. Like they had a pipe and they had brackets that just connected the pipe up to the roof, like a drainage valve or something, a drainage vent or something. It kind of looks like you could climb right up there. Throw your rifle on a sling, climb right up. I consider myself to be a pretty decent climber. I'm wondering if I could climb on that roof. Like literally, I'm like, could I get up there? I'm asking myself that question as I'm watching. Could I get up there? Probably. All right. Hey, what's up? B. Torn. Was it the same woman? Was that the same woman? The same Secret Service agent who was there, now guarding J.D. Vance? Is that the same gal? Kind of looks like it. Don't know. What's up? What's up? Snuffleiz is over there. Says Huckle Dale, says, you put in a lot of hard work, Robert. Thanks for that. Yeah, we work hard. But you work hard. We all work hard. We have a country to save, baby. Let's go get it. Pinky in the Brain, says Brandy, is what I call Viva and Barnes, LOL. Pinky in the Brain. Hey, don't tell him I laughed at that, okay? Hey, Hunter will be excused from his troubles with the DOJ either by the prosecutor or one of his bosses. Hide and watch. And Rob, 2 serious questions. Where is Joe? Who's running the country? No idea. Probably Kamala is running the country. Joe, he's in Delaware. We looked at his schedule this morning. Joe flew in. Okay, Monday was a travel day, so he flew back in. He did nothing Tuesday and Wednesday. Today, he had 1 phone call with the governor of Hawaii to say we did a great job in Maui. And then he flew back to Delaware. He had 2 days in D.C., did literally nothing on his schedule, and then left. We have no president. So, all right, that's what's cooking. Now, my friends, thank you for sending all of that in over on the X platform. We got One Old Guy's Opinions over on the tubes. Sharing this one. Very nice. I think, is that a Shibu Inu? Is that what that is? Thank you for that, One Old Guy's Opinions. Great to have you. And so, my friends, that is where we're going to leave it on the day. Lady Ice says, Viva is most definitely another Tigger or even maybe a Roo. Who is the Roo? Barnes is all owl. I'm way too far gone now. Those are way too many names. There's a Roo and an owl in Winnie the Pooh. The other one I know is Eeyore. I know that one for sure. He's the donkey. Eeyore. I know that because, yeah, well, it used to be a nickname for a lawyer that we knew. Every time we saw this attorney in court, it was, very Eeyore-ish. Anyways, I'll leave that alone. All right, so my friends, we're going to leave it there. We are going over to locals, watchingthewatchers.locals.com. We're going to hang out. We're going to debrief. We're going to discuss a little bit about what we talked about today and have some fun. So come check it out. If we don't see you over there, plan is we're coming back tomorrow and it's going to be Friday. We're excited about that. And we're going to close out the week strong with a great members-only stream in the morning and then a live stream in the afternoon to see what the day has in store for us. And so we're going on over to locals. We'd love to see you there, but if not, we are going to be back here tomorrow. I want to thank our amazing mods and meme smiths. What's up, Zulu? I see in the chat. We got K-Bean, Playing Hooky, Donut Mind Me, always helping out. John McGarvey's helping out. We've got Carrie B in the mornings clipping for us. We have a great team. Thanks to all of our amazing mods and everyone else who keeps this train on the track. My friends, we're going to leave it there. Go over to watchingthewatchers.locals.com. Come and join us. If we don't see you, we are going to be back here tomorrow to get into it all again. And in order to do that, we're going to need to see you right back here so that together, with your help, we can shine that big, beautiful spotlight of accountability and transparency down upon our system with the hope of finding justice. Make it a beautiful night, my friends. Sleep very well. I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.